Today we're going to take a look at conjunctive punctuation marks, and we're going to continue our look at the 4 punctuation marks that are asked about on the SAT. So the second part of this series is we're going to take a look at the comma and the dash. If you missed the first part on the semicolon, the colon, go back and find it on the YouTube channel. You'll really enjoy it. Today we look at the rules for the comma and the dash as I've kind of watered them down just enough to get you through the SAT. So we're going to take a look at 5 rules for the comma and 2 rules for the dash. Here we go. So rule number 1 with the comma. So you can join 2 sentences together with these particular conjunctions and a comma. So these are your fanboys, and, but, or, nor, for, so, yet, which I know doesn't really spell fanboys, but that's just the order that I learned them in when I was in school. And there's also the correlative conjunctions that come in pairs, either or, neither nor, both and not only but also. We can use these to join 2 full sentences together to create a compound sentence. So if I said the NASCAR race had begun and our brains turned to jelly, we can use a comma conjunction to actually join those 2 sentences together. Classic compound sentence. Now, a coordinating conjunction and, I try to use that one sparingly to try to create a compound sentence. And the SAT will do the same thing. Sometimes when they're asking us to join sentences together, they'll give you this as one of the options, and oftentimes there's something better. I only use it when its coordinate ideas have relatively equal importance, meaning that both halves of the sentence are actually equally important, and therefore I could use that word and. It's more of a stylistic choice for me. So if I said I disapprove of her spending money on lottery tickets and told her so. And so in this case, if I want to actually say that both halves of the sentence are actually equally important, I might get away with the word and. But typically I try to avoid it in making compound sentences. Rule number 2, conjunctive adverbs. Remember we talked about those, we talked about semicolons. These are oftentimes referred to as transitional words. Well, conjunctive adverbs cannot join 2 sentences together with a comma. And the SAT knows that we make this mistake, and they're going to give it to you as a choice a lot. Don't fall for that trap. There is no comma therefore. There is no comma then. There is no comma however. Those are some of their favorite ones to use. So you can't say I aced my AP Chem final, comma, then I made a conscious effort to forget everything I learned in there. Sounds awesome, but it's grammatically incorrect. The then is not a conjunction. It's just an adverb. It might sound conjunctive, but it's not really doing anything other than just to be showing up and looking pretty. So I have to do something other than the word then. If you really like the word then, keep it. Just make sure you have a conjunction with it. So I can say and then. And if we want to be technical about it, we're always supposed to put a comma after our conjunctive adverb. So you put one after the word therefore. You'd put one after the word however. You'd put one after the word hence. But people oftentimes don't put one after the word then. And technically, you're supposed to. Rule number 3. I'm not a real fan of this one, but it's out there. I just want to make sure you're aware of it. That when the clauses of a compound sentence are really quite short and closely connected, you sometimes may omit the comma. Now, the grammar gods don't tell us what short means, but if it feels like it's 2 real short sentences and they're really related, you can take the comma out. So you could say December came and our enthusiasm lessened. Well, technically, it's a compound sentence. It's got a subject verb, December came, subject verb, enthusiasm lessened. So you should put a comma after the word came, but in rule number 3 says you can get rid of it because the sentences are quite short and they're related. So if you want to follow it, go for it. I've never seen this one on the SAT, but it might be out there. You never know. I'm not seeing every question. Number 4, the coordinators and or can actually link 3 or more sentences together. No one ever told us that you're allowed to join 3 or more sentences together. We were always told that's kind of a run-on or a stringy sentence. But in terms of stringy sentences, you can as long as you use the right combination. So you can join 2 sentences with and. You can join, let's try this again. You can join 3 sentences with and, like this one. Loriana deep-fried the churros, and Ali served up the Spanish fruit punch, and Mrs. Wade loaded the DVD player with the Spanish soap opera in Spanish 5. In this case, you can also get rid of that first and just simply do sentence 1, sentence 2, comma, and sentence 3, and say Loriana deep-fried the churros, Ali served up the Spanish fruit punch, and Mrs. Wade loaded the DVD player with the Spanish soap opera in Spanish 5. You can do the same thing with the word or. If she wants Peppa Pig and Ben and Holly toys, my daughter may leave Santa ginger snap cookies on Christmas Eve, or she may leave him coffee and donuts, or she may press her luck by leaving him applesauce in a squeeze pouch, which I'm fairly certain he doesn't want. In this case, I've joined 3 sentences together with the word or, another combination. So just to summarize rule number 4, sentence 1, comma, and, sentence 2, comma, and, sentence 3, sentence 1, comma, or, sentence 2, comma, or, sentence 3. Rule 5, you can use the word but between the between the last two sentences and use the word and between the first two, or the word or between the first two. So I could say Loriana deep fried the churros and Allie served up the Spanish fruit punch, but Mrs. Wade forgot their favorite Spanish soap opera DVD at home. So I can do an and but combo. And I can also say if she wants Peppa Pig and Ben and Holly toys, my daughter may leave Santa ginger snap cookies on Christmas Eve, or she may leave him coffee and donuts, but she should probably rethink leaving him applesauce in a squeeze pouch. So, once again, to summarize, rule number 5, it can be an and but combo. It can also be an or but combo. I don't know why those are the only 4 combinations we have, and why you can't use so or yet or some of the other fanboys that are out there, but according to the grammar gods, it's and, or, and but, or but. Lastly is the dash. Back in 2016, when the SAT was rewritten, they started asking questions about the dash, and they use it in ways that are sometimes a little bit puzzling. So you may use the dash to join 2 sentences together. When I saw this first on the SAT, I thought, seriously? Where did that rule come from? I looked everywhere for it. I can't find it anywhere. Not in a single grammar book can I see that you can use a dash to join 2 sentences together. But the SAT says they're allowing it, so let's learn it. Excuse me. So it's like using a semicolon. The sentences should relate to each other logically, and the first letter following the dash is not going to be capitalized. So if I said most rednecks enjoy the sport of NASCAR, they find the mindless left turns to be easy on their brains. I've joined 2 sentences together with a dash, and it's not capitalized afterward. Notice that. Second rule with the dash is you may also use it to replace a comma as a way to emphasize the second half of a pairing with the word and. We've seen this one before. If I said Jenna found her blind date to be arrogant and dull, and she told him so. Well, technically it's a compound sentence, but if I want to use a dash and to stress something in the back half more than the front half, I love the dash and. If I said naive Nellie fell in love with a man, on Match.com who stole her heart and her money. Once again, the dash and's a great choice as a way of stressing the back half of a sentence more than the front half, or the back part of a pair as opposed to the front pair. So just something to think about, which the SAT is going to ask us about. That's all. Thanks for listening.